Our next speaker is Eesha Patel, a galactic contact expert. Yes, you heard that right. A galactic contact expert whose work transcends the boundaries of our understanding. With over a decade of personal experience and research, Eesha is at the forefront of the global discussion about extraterrestrials, interdimensionality, and the profound link between consciousness and otherworldly experiences. Eesha's work bridges spirituality with scientific curiosity, and her contributions have been recognized by leading figures in astrophysics. I think it's safe to say this talk is an invitation to journey beyond the ordinary. Let's welcome Eesha Patel.
Thank you so much. I hope you have been having an amazing time on this event so far. I'm really excited to be here today and share my journey with you, just a little bit about the journey to galactic awakening. Now, the first thing I want to say, it's not every day that you wake up and go, oh, I'm going to connect with beings outside the universe. So I think that in and of itself, it deserves some speaking to. So I'd love to just share a little bit about the journey that got me here, and also some of the adversities that I faced in order to get to this point in my life. I will say plenty of people in my world thought I was absolutely nuts when I first started doing this work. The question of are we alone in this universe is something that people have been pondering for a very, very long time. And I'm here to tell you that we are not alone. And here's how I discovered that truth for myself. So it was the year 2015. I was in my mid 20s and I had gone through a really interesting spiritual awakening experience. Now, as most things go, some people they awaken through love and some people awaken through trauma. I'm the latter. So at that point in my life, I was at this stage of really trying to discover who I am. I was in a relationship that I later learned was really toxic for me. And it was the ending of that relationship that allowed me to really start opening up into this new version of myself. And there was this one night where I remember laying in bed, completely heartbroken, wondering to myself, why am I here? What is my purpose for being here on this planet? And in that moment, I just called out to the universe and said, tell me what you want me to do. I want to help. I want to serve. I want to be bigger than what I am now. And I kid you not, within a span of minutes, suddenly this voice came through my head and it said, we are the Mayan elders. Now, I had no idea what that was, but that was my very first channeling experience. Now, I'd had a couple of experiences up to that point. About a year before, I'd started meditating on a very specific, it was called the Merkaba light body activation technique. When I did that, I had this one session where I was sitting down, activating my Merkaba light body, and suddenly it was like my body just completely dissolved. And I was sitting in the oneness, the everythingness, the nothingness. It was like I didn't know where my body ended and the rest of the world began. And it was in that moment that I had this voice that came into my head and said, Eesha, you're in the 13th dimension. Now, of course, 25-year-old me had no idea what dimensions are, had no idea about any of this multidimensional stuff. I was just trying to finish my studies. I had a degree in engineering, and then I was doing my master's in teaching, and I had a job. I was working in childcare. So, I was doing pretty regular stuff. And then when I had this experience, suddenly it made me think and question, maybe there's something else out there. And so I went on Google to try and find, what are the 13 dimensions of the universe? What does that even mean? And Google was useless. There was nothing there. I scrolled through pages and pages of responses and just saw one article somewhere, a few pages in, about 12 dimensions in the universe. So it was at that moment that I realized I have to go off the path. What I'm searching for isn't out there. Potentially that path hasn't been walked before. And if it has, not a lot of people are talking about it. So that was a key pivotal moment for me where I had to learn to trust my own inner wisdom and my own inner guidance. You see, a lot of people talk about intuition. They talk about, how to be more in flow. This was my version of that. Because when I had the experience of that, and then I didn't have it validated in the external world, it made me go further within. So that journey, as we fast forward through to today, has led me on an incredible path. I started a business in 2015. It started off as a brick and mortar, just a studio where we had yoga and meditation, and every Friday I used to have a weekly meditation class. And then I was able to discover that there was so much more to this. So as I kept meditating, as I kept trusting, as I stopped listening to the voices outside of myself and started listening to the voices inside of me, I learned that consciousness is so much more vast than we can ever imagine. Since that time, I have now connected with over 20 galactic races. I am still learning and growing and experiencing new things every day. But every time I learn something new, it's coming from my own internal connectedness. You see, a lot of people think that in order to have these kinds of experiences, you need to be born with it. You need to be special. And I'm here to tell you, I am none of those things. I did not have these gifts when I was a child. I was able to develop these gifts through daily meditation practice and the curiosity, the desire, and the persistence to keep going and to keep exploring. Now, I know a lot of you here, you're here because you want to live your authentic pathway, right? You want to find your truth. Some of you are probably sick of listening to voices out there that just don't resonate for you. And it doesn't make them wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's just the pathway that's true for you. So my pathway has taken me on this incredible journey of being so authentic to who I am, even though the majority of the world does not even understand what this world might be like. When I'm walking down the street, people don't automatically go, oh, she must be connecting with beings from other dimensions. No, it's just there's almost a quiet confidence in knowing that at any given point in my life, I can connect now with my galactic guides, and they have given me so much wisdom. I can attribute my entire success in business to the abilities that I have cultivated and by trusting in myself along this pathway. Sometimes it's very easy to feel a bit jaded when your experiences aren't validated by the outside world. In fact, it's one of the reasons that I created my business in the first place, because I wish that when I was going through my journey of spiritual awakening, I wish I had someone like myself to guide me through that. Because for me, it was so challenging. I didn't have people that I could go to and a group program and a community where I could tap in regularly and say, hey guys, I'm having these experiences. What does it mean? What's going on? No, I had to figure so much of this on my own. But I wouldn't take that away for a second, because what it gave me was the inner strength to fully trust myself. And if there's anything that I can impart to you here today, at whatever journey that you are on, whatever stage you're at in life, whether it's spiritual, whether it's entrepreneurship, the one thing I can say with confidence is you do have internal guidance within you. Don't follow other people's sales pages. Don't follow other people's models. Don't follow what someone else is doing and try and copy paste that into your life. Because what's authentic for you is sometimes the pathway that has not been traveled yet. It is the road that has not been walked, and you are here to walk that path. If I had followed another person's pathway for my life, I would probably still be directing a daycare center and living the classic white picket fence life. And instead, here I am today, having experienced the most incredible things from a spiritual perspective and also from entrepreneurship. One of the things that I'm quite known for in the entrepreneurial community is and selling six-figure offers. Now, for some people, that is unheard of. You know, a lot of people talk about high ticket offers as you know, sort of 3,000, 10,000, 15,000. But if you are an absolute genius at your work and you want to rebel against the market and you want to go straight to the top, there is a space there where all of this is possible. And I was able to access that by trusting in my guidance, not listening to what the market says I should be charging. The average person doing Reiki charges maybe like $150, $200 a session, right? But if, and I know some of you here, you know that your work is worth more than that. So I invite you today to expand your consciousness. One of a quotes from a friend of mine is that consciousness is the main game in town. His name is Dr. Sean Esbon Hagens. He actually runs the world's first PhD in ufology. And he says consciousness is the main game in town. Because the more you expand your consciousness, the more you have access to in terms of support, guidance, knowledge, the more frequencies you can connect with, the greater your chance is for having a more expansive experience in life, whether that's in spirituality, connecting with your guides, whether it's in abundance, whether it's entrepreneurship, building up a business that is exactly how you want it to be. All of those things require expansion of consciousness. And for some people, it sounds really scary to do that. It sounds like something that, you know, maybe someone else does it. Elon Musk is crazy enough to do that, right? But we think that we're not able to have that. And I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can have that. The entire world is at your fingertips. The world is your oyster. And if you take a few moments each day to connect into your wisdom and your guidance and take action from that place, I guarantee you will start to see more magic, more synchronicities. The right people will start showing up in your space. The right resources, the right connections will come into your awareness. So, my friends, my message to you is this: whatever you're here to do in this life, whoever you are here to become, the answers aren't out there. Read the books, learn the courses, take what you can from that. I'm all for having mentors and I'm all for having guidance. But the truest pathway that is for you was mapped out for you. You created it before you were even born. So the one person that has the complete guide to your life is you. Whether it's unique, different, rebellious, whatever that path is, I invite you to follow it with your 100% authenticity. The only thing that you are an expert at above anything else is you are an expert at being yourself. No one else has lived your life. No one else has had your experiences. And the experiences that you have had are incredibly valuable. So please allow yourself to just drop in. One of my favorite practices that I like to do, and I'll share this with you before I jump off today, it's a really quick 5 minutes of just tapping into my heart center. I do this on a daily basis by taking a deep breath in, and I just imagine the white light of my soul radiating out from my heart center. And that centers me throughout the day and reminds me that anything is possible. So thank you everyone so much for being here with me today. I hope you've managed to find some inspiration and maybe some action taking will come out of this. So I invite you to take those moments for yourself on a daily basis to connect in, deepen, and remember that everything you have is within you and you are here to be you.